my kids' advice to me when I started YouTubing was to leave politics and religion out of my YouTube. But I can leave politics out of it. That ain't no problem. And I don't really care whether you're liberal. There's enough of us conservatives to offset you liberals, so I ain't worried about politics. Sheriff Ray Wilson was a sheriff in our county, and he was a consummate politician. He was politicking all the time. And he came and spoke to our 10th grade. One time, to our 10th grade civics class. He'd come speak to every civics class once a year. Mr. Myers, our civics teacher, always invited him to speak. And he was a great speaker. And I can remember, I'm an old man now, and this was in the 10th grade civics class. He came and spoke to our 10th grade civics class, and he spoke about the pendulum of government. And he was talking particularly of crime and criminal rights and victim rights and stuff. He said, government's like a pendulum, a clock with a pendulum. It would swing back and forth. And he said it'll swing far to the left and it'll swing far to the right. But it'll always correct itself. It may swing far left, but it'll come back to the right sooner or later. And he said, most of the time, it's in a tolerable zone. And most of the time, life is in a tolerable zone. And that made me a centrist. I'm a centrist when it comes to government. You can't govern far left. You can't govern far right. You got to govern in the middle. I'm a centrist. Even though I'm a conservative by nature and philosophy, I'm still a centrist when it comes to politics. But that's enough politics. That's enough of my politics. I'm a centrist. But I can't leave religion out of my YouTube. Now, religion, Christ is a part of me, a part of my life. And I just can't leave it out. It ain't going to be left out. If I offend you, I'm sorry. I hope you get saved and go to heaven. Because that's where I'm trying to go. I'm praying and hoping that I make it. But I'm trying to go. I'm not going to leave religion out of it. I'm excited about this Asbury revival and this stuff and how it's breaking out around the country. It's exciting. My son went up the other day and he called and was talking to his mama, and he told his mama it was the real deal. That it was the real deal. People waiting 5 hours in line to get in church. I ain't heard of that lately, have you? Woo! We went off down to hear Benny Hinn at Mobile one time. A bunch of people from our church did. They went off down there. They got in there about 3 hours early to get a good seat. And they had praise and worship going, and they were talking about how the Spirit of God and everything. And I told them, well, if y'all come on up here to the church and get into an attitude of worship and stay 3 or 4 hours before the service started, the same spirit that flowed at the Benny Hinn revival will flow right here at our church. You don't have to worry about it. But they come in 15 minutes late in the middle of the song service running, and they're all mad because they're running late. Somebody mashed the toothpaste in the middle. You know how the devil works. Hey, but I'm glad revival's breaking out all over. We need a revival in this country. We need a revival. Everybody quotes that, if my people, which are called by my name. When God is talking to the church, he's not talking to the sinner world. He's talking to the church. All right, I got to hush. Hey, well, my religion's going to shine through. I don't care. I love the Lord, and I hope I go with him when he comes by way of the rapture, and I hope I'm ready if he calls me by way of the grave. I'm trying to do my best. Sometimes I fail. I ain't the model Christian that God would point out here and say, this is the guy you want to be like. But I have a repentant heart. That was the difference in David and Saul. David would always repent. Saul didn't repent. David repented. I want to have a heart like David. Pray for me.